Welcome to the shooting show. This week, Jason Doyle follows head keeper John Pyle as we go behind the scenes to see what goes into making one of the UK's finest game shoots.
Well, we're out to do something totally different this week. I'm back down on the Rothwell estate with my mate John Pyle, and this is an estate I've shot on quite a number of times, and we've made quite a few shows here during the game season. But I wanted to come down in the summer during his rearing season just to go around with John for the day and just to see what the keepers get up to at this time of year. For most of us who shoot game, we don't see the work that goes on at this time of year, and to be honest, it's a much busier time for the keepers than the game season. I got here at 6 o'clock this morning and John had already been on the field with his underkeeper Will for a couple of hours by the time I got here. So we're going to go around now and check all the birds. He's got pheasants and partridges here at 4 different ages, so it's really good to see all the work that goes on and all the preparation that goes on for the game season. The boys have several thousand pheasants and partridges here, and it's literally a 24-hour day job at this time of year, and especially at the moment with changeable weather has a huge effect on the amount of work that needs to be done. So we're going to follow John and Will around as they check their birds and do some feeding in the sheds. But yeah, we're going to spend a couple of hours on the rearing field, and then John's going to bring us around, show us some of his cover crops, show us some drives that we've shot before and that we've filmed on, and show us some new ground that he's developing. And yeah, it's just really to see what goes on at this time of year and see all the work these guys do, because on a big shoot like this, yes, the shooting season is really busy, but to be honest, it's the quietest time of year for the keepers. This time of year is when the hard work is put in.
Now the man himself arrives to give us his perspective.
They're on red lights, so we're actually bitting them tomorrow. So just put them on red lights to try and stop the pecking. Get them to 21 days and they're ready to bit. No pecking on them.
How do you work the bidding process?
Well, we have a section what fits in this shed, and we run them all into one side, like over there. Then we get in amongst them, just bit them. We have some little funnels on them, and we drop them through. You know, however you look at it, there's no way you can rear pheasants without bitting. They've got to have that bitting.
And there's no easy way of bidding pheasants, is there?
No, you just got to get in and do it. It's not the best job to look forward to, but you know, we can do 10,000 a day. Very some through them.
Hot, sweaty work.
Yeah, but anyway, once they're bitted, then they're outside on the grass runs.
And these sheds, you set them up every time before new birds come through?
Yeah, we only go through once. We don't go through double or anything.
Do you medicate in the food or in the water, or both?
Well, we don't. We've had to go onto a new regime where they're not letting us have antibiotics, you know, just to give them it for the sake of it. So we've started them off on a probiotic, and it's worked all right, to be fair. You know, we've got them up to bitting stage with no problems. So I mean, we're not massively intensive, and we're getting away with it.
Yeah, the birds in here certainly seem to have a lot of room.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're ready to be out now. You won't want them in much longer. and we've got rain today. We'd have been letting quite a few birds out today, but we'll let this rain go through and then they'll be out on the grass runs. The reason why I like nipple drinkers, Jason, is the bird can never step in the water. It's always clean. The pipe's literally within 2 foot. They're out the pen, they're out the shed. The water's always clean. Where if you've got like an open drinker, first thing pheasant does, he puts his feet in it, and it's just hygiene all the time now. Cleaner you keep them, dry, fresh bedding. You should have a good do.
Can we see some of your partridges?
Yep. We put the partridges like this when they come, Jason. We split them into 2 circles to start with, just for a wee. It's not necessary, but I just think it keeps your losses down, split the numbers a little bit. We'll put both circles into one, probably tomorrow, and then they'll get the rest of the shed a few days later. We get most of our partridges from Betty's Hall, and most of the pheasants come from France. We're just going to nip round, Jason, and have a look at, see how the game covers are going. It's another job we've got to do at this time of the year, and I'll show you some of the new drives. We've got a bit of new land, a couple of good drives on that, so we'll go and have a look, shall we? Come to check for slug damage. If there's slugs on it, all the leaves get shredded, but it's been quite dry, so it doesn't seem to have any. A little bit of weed coming up, but we'll probably give it a post-immersion spray.
How many acres of cover crop do you have altogether on the shoot?
We've got about 130 acres, but it's all maize. Just as you go around past this tree, just a bit.
We're now standing where one of Rothwell's main drives takes place. This has been the site of some vintage shooting show footage, from supersonic partridges in a hurricane to tackling tough, high pheasants at the end of the season.
Here we go, James in front.
Even now, with the guns silent, John's work is clear to see, with the ground in pristine condition. Jason's certainly learned a thing or two.
So John, spent the morning with you. It's been very educational for me. It's sort of hard to believe how much work you do at this time of year. I mean, it's nearly 11 o'clock now, and I know you've been on the go since probably 4:30 this morning. And I'm assuming you don't finish at 1 o'clock in the day.
No, not at this time of the year.
But no, I found it very interesting, and I mean, English summers, the weather can be a big challenge, and we've had to come inside now just to get away from that rain. And I know you were planning on having birds out this week, but just with the forecast, you haven't been able to risk it. Yeah,
it's just no point pushing them out and risking upsetting them. They'll soon go down with something, and it'll, just wait for a good spell. If you get 2 or 3 good days, get them out, and they don't look back.
And just where we are now, I notice you have a hell of a lot of food here. Can you tell me a little bit about the mill you choose and the ingredients that they use? Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of good mills. I mean, I've always used Marsden's and Northern Game Feed, both good, reputable companies, and as long as you pick a good food, you shouldn't have any trouble.
And obviously they're consistent in the ingredients they use and the quantities, and you can rely on them doing the same thing. Yeah, and
keep you updated what they've got in, and what mixtures they've got, and protein levels. Yeah, I mean, it's same again. It's personal preference. Some people want lower protein, some don't.
And on a day like this now, where the weather has more or less stopped you in your tracks with your plans, what can you do for the rest of the day to get ready for the game season, so you're not not losing time?
We're on at the moment making sections. We've got about 200 pen sections to finish making, so we'll get on with that.
So no time off now until February?
No, well, it eases off a bit when you get them to the wood. Best part of keeping, once they get in the pens, it's great.
And I spoke a little bit earlier about how busy your game season is, and for people like me as a game shooter, pickers up or beaters, we see the game season for you as being really busy, but in fact it's actually probably your quietest time of year.
Yeah, it's this is the hardest time without a doubt.
Yeah.
Rearing, yeah. I mean, you know, the pleasurable side of the job is you know, getting them to the woods, from the pens to the covers, and that side of it, I think.
And how many of your guns on Rothwell shoot come down to the rearing field at this time of year? And
You say it, not many.
not many.
No,
I think, well, personally, I think it's a great experience for any gun to learn about what the keeper does at this time of year, and to come and give a hand and bring your kids and enjoy the day out.
Yeah, it's how most keepers will let you have a look round.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I'll let you back to your work, and
Yeah.
I'm going home to bed.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, cheers.
John there showing that gamekeeping's a way of life and not just a job. And now it's the Shooting Show News.
This is the Shooting Show News. The votes have been cast in the general election. Now campaigning work goes on to secure the future of shooting. BASC says it will seek a meeting with the new Environment Secretary Michael Gove to make sure he understands the benefits of shooting for rural land and the economy. Whatever the outcome as Theresa May forms a new government, BASC says it will keep on fighting to make sure shooting's voice is heard. Chairman Peter Glenser said the general election result adds uncertainty to the political landscape, but BASC has an excellent record of working with parties of all colours to protect shooting's interests. Staying with BASC, Lord Geoffrey Deere is their new president. He replaces Lord Home in the role, having been a BASC member for 33 years. He's a keen shot and a supporter of the Wildlife Habitat Trust. Lord Deere said he was honoured to take up the position and would do all possible to further the work of this fine organisation. There's been more musical chairs at the RSPCA. Its director, Jeremy Cooper, has left the charity after just a year in the position. When he took up the post, he said he would move the RSPCA away from pursuing prosecutions against hunters, saying it would become less adversarial and that it had made mistakes. Now he leaves to pursue other business opportunities. It's not clear what direction the RSPCA will take now. And finally, tail docking of working dogs in Scotland has taken one more step towards becoming reality. Holyrood's Environment Committee passed a motion to allow tail docking in spaniels and HPRs by a margin of 7 votes to 3. The motion still needs approval by the House before it becomes law. The Scottish Gamekeepers Association urged its members to keep working towards the goal so working dogs no longer have to suffer. That was the Shooting Show News.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you're not a member of BASC, it's time to join now. BASC, looking after your sport, looking after you. This has been The Shooting Show.